Hey, and welcome to our video review session this week. We are going to be talking in this segment all about recall. When we talk about recall, we're talking about teaching your puppy to come when you call them. And I'm going to send you a separate link, which is going to go through kind of all the do's and don'ts, because there's a lot more don'ts in this, like don't call your puppy when you know they're not going to come. So I'm going to send you that separately. You can watch that, but then I really want you to see sort of how we work with the different puppies. And my main goal when we're working on this is to spend a couple weeks working on name games so that we get that immediate head snap. If not, I'll just do that treat toss that we've always done. Ready? Go find it. Whee! Yes! Good job. So that is the first half of our recall name game. We want immediate eye contact, and then as soon as we get it, we're just adding the word come. And what we're doing is building, my goal is to build speed and enthusiasm so that your dog is bolting in the second they hear that recall word. And you'll notice that a lot of the times what we're doing is we are running away from the dog when we call them. Why do we do that? We do that because the dogs have an instinct. It's an oppositional reflex. Chase a moving target or run away from something that is running towards you. So anytime that I make a movement towards a dog, you see what happens, right? If I move towards her, she wants to run away. That's just an instinct. If I run backwards, look what happens. I don't do anything and she wants to run towards me. So it's really important that you kick in that instinct. Come! Yes, good girl. To move away from the dog and not be in a position where you're trying to chase your dog, because you're never going to catch your dog. If they're off leash and they want to go, they're going to go. So we need to be really cautious about movement towards a dog when our goal is to get them to come to us. All right, so here we go. Yes, good girl. Very good. You're such a good look. She saw those birds and I thought, oh my gosh, what's she going to do? Hailey, yes, come. Good girl. Also, watch your body language. Even though I have treats, when I call her, I'm not waving my treat out in front of me. I don't want that to be the reason the dog comes. I keep the treat hidden. Hailey, yes! Until the dog is close enough that I can put my hand on her collar, and then I show the treat, okay? Good girl! Yes! Recall is about successful repetitions over and over and over for the course of a very long time for a lot of dogs. This is not like teaching a sit or a down or something that we can get in a relatively short amount of time. To get real consistency, we just have to continue practicing successful recalls and not putting our dog in a place where I think they're not going to respond and then trying to call them and having failure. Hailey, come! Good girl! Oh, she's a good girl. Oh, good girl. Good girl. All right, so now we have switched out to our buddy Banjo. We're, just like I always equate my training to exercising, meaning you're not going to just jump right into exercising into the highest intensity, highest level that you're going to do. You're going to warm up. You're going to get your brain and your body focused, and then you'll start working on the more difficult tasks. So our training is the exact same way, where I'm always going to start off and I'm going to get my puppy in what I call a thinking mode, a working mode. So I'm going to do just our basic foundation skills. Touch. Yes, good job. Oh, did you drop one? Good job. Ready? Touch. Yes, good job. Also for recall, I'm going to try to bring out some of the best treats that I can. Touch. So that my puppy is really enthusiastic about playing the recall game. So again, our foundation skill for recall is name game. So I'm going to do a treat toss. Go find it. Banjo! Yes, good job. So I'll just do a couple of those, and then we're gonna work into the more difficult recall tasks. So, Banjo, come! Yes! Coming in hot! Up, up, up! Banjo, come! Yes! Good job! All right, so here's another tip, which should be in your other video that we're watching. When I do the name game part, when I say the puppy's name, I am not going to use my word come until that puppy has turned its head, they've completed the name game part, and they're already starting to move towards me. That way, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get 100% success when they hear that word come. So what happened just now that you couldn't see is that Ben had given Banjo a couple treats, and some of them were stuck in the grass. So when I said his name, he was really distracted. So I just paused for a minute, made another kissy sound, or I said pup, pup, pup. As soon as I got that dog's eye contact, I love that intensity, I love that, then I give my recall word come once I have that focus. Or another word that I'll use a lot is engagement. When I see that dog engaged with me, then I can go ahead, hey, ready? Banjo! Up, 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 come! Now, one more thought. I said the last time we were practicing this, I'm going to add a lot of backwards motion. Banjo is he comes in, when I say hot, just jokingly, he comes in fast. So as soon as he starts moving, he is booking towards me. So with a dog like that, I don't need to add a lot of backwards motion. If I didn't think I was getting a good speed or enthusiasm level, I would run away from the dog. But with him, Banjo, come! He comes in pretty quick, so I don't need to do a lot of that. Okay, good job, Banjo. We're gonna move on. Let's go, buddy. Maggie, come. Woo! Okay, so you can see Maggie's got a lot of speed also. So I'm gonna probably hold off a tad on my backwards motion away from her. The other thing that you can do with a dog that comes in super fast, so they don't do what I call a drive-by, which is that they run straight to you and then just keep on going, is as the dog gets close enough, you got tangled. As the dog gets close enough, I'm going to use my treat right from about here and then pull it up so the puppy goes into a sit. But be cautious of that, because I really want the reward to be about the recall part and not about the sit part. So that could just be something you think about down the road. But ready? We're gonna go find it. Maggie, come! Good job. If I can get him to sit right away, then that can be part of my recall from the get-go. But again, I'm focused more on the reward for the recall. Maggie! Pop, 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 come! Yes! Come! Oh, yeah, tricked ya. So sometimes I'll change direction as the puppy's coming in. Go find it. Maggie! Come! Yes! Good girl. Good girl. All right, another great way to practice, especially if you have kids or other family members, helpers, is that you are gonna, I call it like circle recall. You could have, if you've got a wide enough space, you could have a couple people spread out all with different kinds of treats. And each person goes around the circle and calls the dog or calls them across the circle. The key to that game is that a lot of dogs will not leave the person that has the treat. So let's say they come in and they did a recall for me. Now let's see what happens. Ben, I'm gonna have you try to call her and see if she'll leave you.
Okay.
Or leave me, sorry.
Maggie, come.
Okay, so if she doesn't, I'm gonna have you say her name and back away from her.
Maggie. Come here.
Good. Okay, Maggie, come. Okay, so the key to this, we're just gonna do this back and forth a couple times. You're gonna call her again.
Maggie.
That was awesome. I was gonna, oh, she found a bone. I was gonna say, Maggie, come. Good. The key to this is, let's say we're doing our little recalls either back and forth or in my circle. If Ben called and she didn't stop staring at me, I have to turn my back and not look at her. So I don't want her to get any attention. No, girl. I don't want her to get any attention for ignoring the person that's calling her. Good girl. Good girl. She took off just now because she saw another dog, which is again why I have been dragging the long line, so she couldn't just run towards another dog. That's not a good habit to get in at all. And it's also not a good time for us to practice our recall because I don't know that my success rate would be 100%, which is what I'm shooting for right now. Good girl! You did such a good job! These dogs all did fantastic today on recall. We also have other video from beginning of the week working on down and our go to your place cue. We'll get one more dog out here to practice. All right, let's go. Come here. All right. Okay, so we are back with Miss Lucy. Gonna work on some of our leash manners. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get in our reward zone. Again, that's my puppy. Man. Nope, right there. Let's go. You just walk right behind us. Next to us, behind us, whatever. Okay, remember treats slightly behind your leg when we're rewarding. Lucy. I know there's 10. Okay, my goal is going to be today to increase the amount of steps between rewards. No jumping. Yes. She starts to forge ahead. I'm going to just put my hand back here on my hip. Yes. Let's go. Down. Now with her, I'm going to work in some other skills. Stay. Haven't worked on these long stays in a while. Stay. Okay.
Good girl. Oh, this is a good girl. She's a good girl.
All right, one of the other skills that we can work on. Whoopsie. Back here. We were working on this a long time ago, I think, a drop recall where the dog's moving down. So they're moving, I cue down, and I keep moving. Okay, go find it. Or she's moving towards me, and I ask her to lie down. Down, down. Up. Lucy, come. Stay. Up. Down. Lucy, come. Down. Yes. So hard. That's such a hard skill. Okay. Good girl. All right, we're gonna work out in the field. We're do a little bit of recall stuff. Lucy, come. Okay, so Lucy is a totally different place in her training. So this is kind of, you know, flash forward a year for most of your puppies, and she comes with me once a week just to sort of get her refresher. They're things that your dogs backslide on because you don't give them a lot of focus. So then we kind of have to revisit those, which for Lucy right now is her leash walking. So it's also just a super good reminder that a dog is not trained and then you're done. Okay, again, let me go back to my analogy of exercise. You don't get to a place in your exercise regime and then be like, oh, I'm good, I'm done, and never have to do it again. It doesn't work like that. Good girl, down.
Okay.
All right, call her over to you. See if she'll
Lucy, come here.
Lucy, come! All right, guys, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.